Well, good morning, everybody. NW2 is back, running well. So let's start building the Oak Hill train, and we'll take a break in the middle of it, switch the elevator. I'm a member of a couple of Facebook groups. I can't remember which group had this comment, but if somebody used to hang out in the elevator office, and he talked about that the owner or the manager of the elevator was always fighting with the B&O to get cars. It was such a small customer. At that point, it was the only customer west of the Diamond. B&O was probably glad to see it gone, to be honest with you. He said he was in the office when they had a lot of heated phone calls between the agent at the B&O and the elevator manager. So we're just going to start out with one car to keep it simple for the elevator. I do have bigger plans after that. But first, let's start building the Oak Hill train. So the Sioux Line boxcar on the end is going to Oak Hill, and the CN boxcar and the empty gondola are going to go to Oak Hill also. Not sure where yet. I haven't built the train. I know where the gondola is going. I just don't know where the boxcar is going. The gray B&O covered hopper is the one we're going to use for standard elevator. Narrating this inside. It's Saturday morning. It was 15 degrees this morning, and the wind chill was down below 10. Waiting for it to warm up a little bit to take the dogs for a walk. And the big snowstorm is supposed to hit us about 4 a.m. is when it's supposed to start here. Right now we're forecast to 5 to 8 inches of snow on Sunday. I'm hoping we don't get ice first, because if we do, I won't be able to plow the garden. I'll probably have to plow the garden several times. My train won't handle 8 inches of snow. So I plan on being out there when there's about an inch and a half and plowing it, and then going back out again if it's going to be snowing all day. So I'm going to get several runs in. The problem with that is my plow, I don't throw the snow away. It's a wedge plow, so eventually the snow gets too packed around the edge of the track. 8 inches of snow is, let's see, what about, if we do 1 to 29 scale, basically it's about 232 inches of snow. So it's, and the weight doesn't scale down. So I won't be able to push it eventually. You may get a snowplow video tomorrow, Sunday, in addition to this. We'll see. Then we're going to have a brutal cold all week. Like Wednesday, the high is going to be 20, the low is going to be 6. So very unusual for Kentucky. All right, so we're putting those other two cars on the Sioux Line car, and then we will take a break to placate the irate manager at the elevator and get him a car. I may eventually, have the elevator maybe have, 2 car spots and an off spot. We'll see. My switchback track is going to determine how many cars I can switch in and out of the elevator. And I think, just looking at it, I could probably have the switcher in 3 cars. But the elevator did not have a trackmobile or a switcher to move cars on their own. Of course, they could have used a front end loader just to push the car, out of the way, and another one under the loading spout. But I don't know that they did that. I only remember 1 car at a time sitting by the elevator, but I wasn't really focused on it back then either. Now, I've never uncovered any pictures with a car at the elevator. Still need to add a lot of details. Obviously need to add some, cross bucks and things like that. Need to add my road striping. But, I thought I ordered it, but it sure hasn't shown up yet. I have to check to see the progress of that. So the concrete silos, I need to smooth out the paper a little bit. That's paper that's glued on there. It's been handled a lot lately, so it's wrinkled a little bit. But I moved them a little bit because I plan on adding 2 more silos. Standard elevator really had 3 metal silos. It looked like they're metal, a little bit larger diameter and taller than the concrete silos, and another even larger in diameter silo that was a little bit shorter when they went out of business. I don't have room for all that. I'm going to try to add 2 more silos. I think looking at all those fantastic models on the Facebook grain elevator model site has shamed me into making it more complex. So I'm going to drop the car here, and then we're going to run around it. Had to stop there and throw the switch. Also, I've been doing a lot of scenery work in this area. Obviously, ballasting the track and adding weeds and ground foam and static grass and stuff. So, even though I cleaned the track, there were still a few spots that the locomotive stalled on. So after I cleaned the track again, I did okay. But I just edited out the stalls. Again, in real life, the train would have been coming in the other way. It would have crossed North Paint Street, and they would have come into the elevator this way. I just don't have room to model it that way. I love this shot. In this view, the camera stayed in focus pretty well, but you're going to see in subsequent shots, it's just very tough with the iPhone to keep everything in focus. You see, I've started making the grade crossing there where the trucks will exit the elevator. So spot the Milwaukee road car on the out of the way, and then we can push the B&O car in. I did find out, since this is the first time I've ever done this, that where I left the Milwaukee road car, there really is not enough space there to run around the train like you're going to see me doing. So the next time I do this, I'm going to have to put the car on the passing siding or push it farther down closer to the main. I can't leave it right there. Again, I think this is a cool shot coming down through there. So you see, I had to push the car back a little bit with my hand just to do this shot. So So we went ahead and ran around the car here, and we're going to push it back to the yard. That way we don't have to run around the car when we get out on the main line. Okay, we're going to have to back across Paint Street again, and then we'll head back to the yard. So again, I think there'll be, I'll develop this, have a little bit more operations in the future, but I want to keep it simple for the first time, see how the track works and everything. So pretty happy with it. So I hope everybody has a great Sunday. Try to stay safe, stay warm. If you're in the path of this storm, it can get pretty bad in some areas, I guess. And I will see you next Saturday.